Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to Help in English channel. Today we continue our educational sessions dedicated to business English, namely legal vocabulary. As some of you may remember that we have already touched upon this subject before the summer vacation, and we have learned approximately 65 terms. Today, our attention is dedicated to the second subsection of this terms, the legal terms. And I really hope, I really have this aspiration that by the end of this teaching session, you will incorporate into your active vocabulary around 130 terms on legal matters. So let's get down to business and have a look at the presentation I have prepared for you today. So, Civil and Procedural Law Vocabulary, Volume 2. Hearing, слушание. Session in which testimony is taken from witnesses or oral arguments are heard from parties. Next one, indemnity, возмещение ущерба, indemnity. Right to cover from a third party the whole amount someone is liable to pay. Next, infringe, ущемлять, нарушать. Encroach upon in a way that violates law or the rights of another. For example, infringes somebody's parental responsibility. The next term, injunction, судебный запрет. Order of a court preventing someone from doing something, for example, disposing of assets, being violent, or threatening someone. The next term here is insolvency. Insolvency, неплатежеспособность. Situation where someone has insufficient assets to meet debts and liabilities. Irreconcilable, непримиримый. Something for which a solution is not possible, for instance, irreconcilable differences, or which cannot be compatible, irreconcilable judgments. We're going further, and the next term is issue. Выпустить, опубликовать. To make, to publish. For instance, issues an order, issue a judgment. Next one. Joint liability, коллективная ответственность. Situation where two parties share a single liability, but each party can be held liable for the whole of such liability. Judgment, приговор или решение суда, decision by a court. Next, legalization, легализация. Authentication, for instance, of a document, so it is acceptable by a court. Litigation, судебный процесс, производство, conduct of a lawsuit. Lodge, подать, обратиться. To submit, for example, lodge an application, lodge a complaint. Next slide. Let's have a look at that. Mandatory, or some people say obligatory. These are basically synonyms. In Russian, обязательный, принудительный. Matrimonial, супружеский. Related to matrimony or a married couple. For example, matrimonial home, matrimonial property. Next, merits, выгода, преимущество. Substantive elements of a claim. Oppose a claim, выступать против иска. To oppose a claim, выступать против иска. To contest a claim. Pecuniary, материальный, related to money. For example, pecuniary damages, non-pecuniary loss. Petitioner, истец, заявитель. In some countries, the person who issues divorce proceedings. Premises, помещения или же объекты. Land and buildings considered as a property. Moving forward, and the next one, rectify. Rectify, устранить, исправить. To set right what is wrong, to remedy a defect. For instance, rectify a certificate, rectify an application. Removal. Removal. Отстранение, изъятие. Moving a person or a thing from one place to another. For example, wrongful removal. Respondent. Respondent, ответчик. A person who responds to proceedings issued at a court. Retention. Retention, удержание. Action of keeping something in one's own hands or under one's own control. Continued possession of something. Next one. Right of appeal. Right of appeal. Право на обжалование. Right to challenge a decision by a court or tribunal. And the last slide in this second volume of legal vocabulary is this. So, seize, обращение в суд или иск. Seize, place a case before a court so that it can hear the case. Usually in the passive. For example, the court is seized. Spouse, супруг, супруга, husband or wife. Submission, подача заявления. Allegation made by one of the parties. For example, make submissions to the court. Substance, substance, суть дела. Merits of a case. Succession, succession, правопреемство. Act or process of a person's becoming beneficially entitled to a property or property interest of a deceased person. Next term, it's coming right here. Summons, summons, повестка в суд. Notice calling somebody to appear in court. Suspension, suspension, приостановление дела. Temporary stop of proceedings. True copy, заверенная копия, certified copy in another way. And will, завещание, a legal document which allows people to leave their assets to beneficiaries of their choice. So let's see what you have learned during this teaching session. And if you can translate these terms from Russian into English trouble-free, meaning that you have incorporated all of the necessary legal vocabulary and you have activated that, so congratulations. But before that, let's check and let's have a look. So here we go. Отстранение, приостановление дела, завещание, повестка в суд, ответчик, материальный, выступать против иска, приговор, легализация, слушание, неплатежеспособность, судебный запрет, возмещение ущерба, слушание, супружеский, непримиримый. If you can translate these words from Russian into English ad hoc on the spot off the top of your head, brilliant, well done, meaning that you have managed to incorporate all of the necessary material. So, basically that's the end of our teaching session on legal vocabulary matters. I really hope you found this session useful. Don't forget to leave your commentaries, especially with your examples of the given legal terms. Don't forget to put the likes and subscribe to the channel. And have a nice day, everyone. Bye-bye.